interactive. So, Michael, Sunny, or Isaac, please feel free to jump in. And what I wanted to do is for the 15-20 minutes, I'm going to share with you how we actually see the market, before and forward, and how we, definitely navigate through the COVID. And then I'm going to share with you some of the initiative that we are having and the project that we're ongoing. And then Chili and Ram is going to share with you the feature project that we're promoting. Obviously, Chili is going to bring you some good news in terms of incentive. And then obviously, Dreammaker is always the first group to know about this. Okay, so um, a little bit about myself. I worked for Tridel for the past 27 years, and I know Isaac, uh, when Isaac was a baby, and he's still a baby. And I think we know each other since the Essex and Humblewood time. So that age us like 20 plus years. So it is amazing to see how your organization grow and yourself as well too. Um, and now I'm now part of the Rodman mentorship team too. So every time I have a meeting, too, your name came up, and then I see a lot of your the people that you support. Joshua, for instance, they call it it's called Give Me 360, right? So that's like a 3D rendering company. It's doing extremely well. So
Yeah.
once again, thank you and congratulations to all the good work that you do to the community.
Sure.
Um, and okay, so last year, and I think this is one of the reason why that we have not been quite active with Dreammaker, because we cannot do what we did best, like basically bring you back to the memory lane. Almost like same time last year, we were supposed to be a quite active market. That's the number that we should be very, very proud of. We should operating around 300 plus type project. Last year during the COVID, we still have 300 on the go, but I think what the big difference is the project side of it. The project side of it, every quarter we used to have like 31 project too, so we only down to six. But interestingly, the number six is something that we should think about it again. Like with such a dire situation at COVID, we don't know what we are navigating through, and we still managed to launch six project, which is pretty incredible in terms of the resilience of the market. And fast forward to now too, I'm sure that I do not need to explain to you and your inbox, both Michael, Sunny, and the whole team here. You probably have a lot more invitation than before, and then we have not actually out from the COVID yet, and then we are ready, kind of back to normal in terms of the launch. Sales wise, yes, it had been dropped a little bit, but it is not as what the media say that it would drop dramatically. And you take for a 10 years average, we just merely drop towards the average once again, which is also quite incredible. Price wise, unfortunately, some of our mutual customer was anticipated or CMXC was anticipated. We drop 18%. It's definitely not the case. And then we actually keep the price up quite well. Resale market, it's also on fire as well too. Not only recover back to the pre-COVID number, now that we're in over and above as well too. So what had happened, I think it's everything is closed. Like we do not know, we cannot open our sales center, we cannot see each other, you cannot show house properly. But I think our industry it's quite resilient. We all immediately fast tracked it to virtual signing, DocuSign, and then look at what we do today, like Zoom meeting. Like before we organize it, we come to your office or you come to ours and then organize the meeting to boom. All of a sudden that we are so accustomed to all this virtual business. To a point, I think we be able to navigate it through even better. Some of the technology that was in place before, and then now it's a lot more adaptability. And then interestingly, I would argue that our team, I'm sure the Dreammaker team as well too, become a little bit more efficient. Perhaps in a given time, you can do X amount of deals that right now you can do maybe 20 or 30% more because of this virtual adaptation or technology adaptation. So, and I think the COVID, based on our observation, is merely the economic restriction. So, as the COVID restrictions start to lift, we would see that the gradual return to the normal market, and to a point that we surpass the pre-COVID as well too. So, have we actually have any challenge before? Absolutely. SARS, MARS, and all these various challenge. Yes, it's not as difficult as COVID, but interestingly, seems to us that and our real estate market is quite recovered from, say, for instance, 9/11. Way back at 9/11, we launched Ovation, and I'm sure that Isaac remember that. And then immediately after that, we launched at financial crisis. We launched 10 York, which is actually did incredibly well. Dreammaker also, I think, did a killing there. Back then, I remember I was discussing with Arsig, Thomas at the time, and then we were arguing that, okay, how could we will sell 500-600 bucks a foot, right? Remember? And then I remember your founder, and there's a article in Toronto Star. It was front page, and I think I still have a copy of it. He was lining up at the fly, right? So you should actually bring that up too. And I think right now it's at least 4 or 5 times the price that you purchase, isn't it? I think it's something that I think your team definitely see the potential, and then you encourage a lot of young investor invest early. Best time to buy always yesterday, and the second best is today. And I think this team I don't really need to explain, and I think this is how you find the Dream Maker team as well too. Um, as SARS, we launched the Circa in city of Markham, which is also a pinnacle site, very, very successful. And then financial crisis, we launched a Hallmark Center. Immediately after that, as I mentioned earlier, the credit crisis, we launched 10 York. And all this prove that our market is actually quite resilient and even navigate through these challenges. Now, obviously, our economy was affected, like, 5.4 percent drop in terms of the growth in GDP. But fast forward to now, we are talking about 4.4. And as a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, the International Monetary Fund is actually up the forecast a little bit for the recovery process. And I think we are well on the way of the recovery. And on the same token, too, I think I'm sure that you observed that as well, too. Our equity market, unlike what the conventional wisdom, but thinking that did not drop dramatically. That show you that business are quite confident about the future recovery and the future of the business as well too. Now, unfortunately, this COVID is unproportionately affected a spectrum of the market. Like, unfortunately, some of our fellow residents that who participated in retail or food or service business or travel, they are really very negatively impacted by the COVID situation. But on the other side of the spectrum, perhaps our business, the technology business, and if they have a secure job, they'd be able to seamlessly transform into a work from home type scenario. Some of us actually not only they are not actually losing income with the stimulus and everything too, they actually have more income. And plus the fact that we may not spend the same money that we spend to. So interestingly, we kind of groom a new group of purchaser together with the support of the Bank of Mom and Dad, that a certain part of our community, it become a very, very unstoppable force of a home buying crowd. So therefore, you see in the COVID too, our market is not really negatively affected it. Um, Now, immediately before the COVID, do not forget, we have having a pinnacle year. It's $22.6 billion business, and if you actually take this figure to compare to our counterpart from any city in North America, not many city be able to do 36,000 home and 22+ billion-dollar business. So we are quite well cushioned against any negative impact that we may have for COVID. It is a pretty interesting article that I captured during COVID in Canada. And Financial Post reported 3 million richest family have $8.7 trillion of assets. Half of them ties into real estate. And I think this is something that I think further assure that our choice of the business to participate in is not bad, because Canadian definitely showed a love of real estate through the years. Now, as I mentioned earlier, since this COVID does not positively affected all spectrum of the market. And if some of us were in the service business or in the retail business or travel business, they are negatively impacted, and most of them are unfortunately participated in the rental market. So the demand dropped dramatically. A lot of people like us do not need to work at office and work from home, so the demand for downtown condo dropped quite significantly. Uh, some of our mutual customer, which is the potential immigrants and foreign student, they're not coming here. So the demand really hit our rental market really badly. Now, unfortunately, at the same time, we choose to supply 7,000 newly constructed home to be registered during COVID. And I'm sure that a lot of them is sold by the Dreammaker team here. So we collectively add on, unwillingly add on to a lot of supply here. Now, immediately before that, don't forget, we also have the downfall of the Airbnb. So it is a really worse perfect storm hitting the rental market. So the demand, it is really in a dire situation. And then we also at the same time increase the supply too. Now, with this type of narrative, I actually expected the rental to drop not 15%, we should drop 20, 30, or maybe even 40% with the situation I just described. But if you actually take a look at the worst time of the market, we actually drop maybe, like say in downtown, 15, 20%. Still managed to do $3.19 type an average too, which is not bad. Um, and will this be able to turn around in a short time too? I guess not, because right now we're still under COVID restriction. We still needed to work from home, although we lifted the stay-at-home order. But I think it will take time for this hybrid situation to come back along. But the immigrants will come back once with the restriction is over. Student will come back, and I do not think everybody would continue to work from home. So the demand will one day be increased a little bit. But if we take a look at the long run, in the short run, you already see the report, or maybe you actually see the market too. The rental is started to pick it up. Um, in the long run, or I should say in the past, and do not forget, we always were dealing with rental supply deficits. We are dealing with a lot of immigrants, a student coming here, and then rental demand should be around 34 to 40,000 rental unit, and the maximum that we can supply. Like as I demonstrated for the last graph, maybe 7,000 to like 10,000, 15,000 is basically the maximum that we be able to deliver. And then we always still needed to deal with this deficit. So when the restriction lifted, this would be the deficit number that we really needed to do. So in the long run, our rental market is not as bad as a lot of people think it is too. So do not count out rental market, and do not count out downtown yet, because once again, I think it also shows some resilience to the market as well too. So what we need to pay attention moving forward, 100% is the coronavirus. And right now, I think the government and us continue to basically be able to collectively fight the coronavirus. That we have to kind of do our best to stay safe, and then right now to support the vaccine policy. So if we be able to continue the good work that we collectively do and collectively fight the virus too, and I think we already see the end of the tunnel for the past 4 days, and our cases less than 1,000, and then also the effective rate that for people to be able to contract the virus to, it's going back to about 2.5%. I think we definitely see the end of the tunnel there. Now, the government policy is something that we need to pay attention. We just have the new stress test, and would that really negatively affected the market? Interest rate, would that be increased dramatically? A geopolitical event around the world, like the incident happening in Hong Kong, or right now the conflict between Israel and the counterpart. and some other Middle East challenge to those are something that we need to pay attention. Population moving forward, how's the immigration policy, employment opportunity later on. We're going to spend a little bit more time to talk about it too. So this would be our demand dynamics. So demand dynamics, the first one that we're going to talk about is immigration. What do you think? Immigration. Do you think the immigration is going to be more or going to be less? Well, I
More.
guess, yeah, 100%. So not only we have more immigration too, we also dealing with the limited supply of land. And Ontario, interestingly, is almost like an island, although we are not like Vancouver or Tokyo or Hong Kong, a physical island. But because of the our green belt and Lake Ontario, we are almost like a virtual island. And then we have to put in all the influx of immigrants, and we are fighting land to build development. And then Dreammaker is now a developer. You would know the challenge that we have and finding availability of land. And then the challenge that we needed to go through collectively, it's not easy. So, and I think this would add into the pressure too. Immigration policy, and I think it's pretty clear. Repeatedly, Canadian government it's confirming that there will be 1.2 billion coming in the next few years, an average of 400,000 every year. And then we continue to be ranked one of the best country to move around the world. And population growth, very interesting. You may anticipate that the population growth would be the number one in Arizona or San Francisco or San Antonio, that type of city that have exodus from the Silicon Valley of the world. But interestingly, the number one population growth, which is Toronto. So I think this is something that we have to pay attention. We're also deemed to be one of the fastest growing global city in the world because 50% of us is not originally from Canada. We'll be able to speak 120 different languages. That's why continuously a lot of major firm, major headquarters, and especially technology company choose to set up shops in here. Now, just a simple math, and I use some old figure just to demonstrate the point. And if we have 340,000 immigrants, and assuming we need 55,000 new residential unit, and we plan to build 38,000, we always need to face a shortage of 17,000 suites that we are coming in. So supply is definitely a real issue that we are happening. Now, employment opportunity, which is pretty interesting. Now, I'm not talking about the Toronto as the major economic center. You have a lot of, high paid job, headquarters, bankers and all that. It's interestingly technology company. Now, for this group, I don't really need to explain to you. And Isaac and your team, you support a lot of incubator and the startup company. You would know. And we have a lot of amazing talents here in Toronto, and I happen to see a lot of it happened to be because of the mentorship relationship. I happen to be, we have a lot of mutual customer, and we're now mentoring some of the newly graduate. And since then, you support them to grow the business. Um, they are the firm that can definitely competing with Bay, Washington, and Seattle. And a couple of people that I talked to, which in my Rodman endeavor, they already getting business in the states. Uh, because of the global talent here too, when they test the product, they be able to test from various ethnic group. And in terms of even like rendering capability, 3D capability too, the capital is here in Toronto because we have 208 cranes compared to the other North American cities. So I think especially in this team too, you are definitely part of this growth. And then and some of them are already talking about home ownership. And when I saw them a few years ago, they just first graduated and getting your support. Right now, there's a lot of major firms starting to buy the company already. So after that, they're going to see talk in the home ownership. And I think the endeavor that your whole team go and the whole group, I think this is something that you have to pay extra attention because the customer is right in your own backyard. Your group of company is actually supporting this company. They definitely need to talk about ownership. For the first year or two, they always focus on growing the business. So when I talk to them too, I connect them with our connection with the states. They do extremely well. And then I think starting year they already started to talk about home ownership. So for your team, you don't need to go elsewhere, and they are your home foundation supporting all those team member. They are your potential purchaser, and you should also assist them to diversify the investment to further grow the business as well too. Now, this I picked up this article a few maybe a couple weeks ago, which is pretty interesting. Um, when we talk about when we're talking about iBanker, investment banker, we always talk about New York. But interestingly, the Toronto, unfortunately, we have a name of the boring, is now the America top financial center next to New York. So a lot of iBanker, a lot of investor people participate in M&A. And I was talking to one of my coworker at Rotman's, who's the HR and Deloitte. Deloitte actually have more deal potential iBanker going into the M&A field than New York now, because it is relatively inexpensive to train, and then because of the global connection for the iBanker here, and here in not just investment banker, accountant, management accountant, you name it, which is pretty interesting. So once again, you are also quite connected to this group as well too, because of your support to the startup, and then oftentimes that later on when they get into big merger and people try to acquire the company and this and that too, you'll also be able to connect to this group of banker, which they have very high income, and they understand the concept of diversification. This is a huge opportunity for you as well too. Once again, you already have access to this group within your team. Um, that really a lot of people choose to work in Canada, which is yes. This is a survey that done by Remility and Royal LePage, and Canada, interestingly, to a lot of people's surprise, ranked number one, obviously because of the safety and security, and then same as the group here. This is one of the reason why of all the city in North America, we choose here to do our home as well too. When the tech company, now this slide, I don't really need to explain, and you are doing it yourself. We have a lot of homegrown tech company. I said, at least a lot of them, which is under your mentorship and under your support. Uh, they would be the future Shopify. I can see that because I interact them with, on a daily basis through Ryerson and through U of T Rotman. Um, I think they will the future research and motion Shopify. While I'll talk a lot about the influx of technology company, which is true as well too. Google, Facebook, and even TikTok set up a office here too. Reddit also set up a head office here in Toronto. Netflix, to a lot of people's surprise, a lot of people think that Netflix is going to set up the headquarters in Vancouver, but they actually set up the headquarters here. It's also not just production, but pre-production, post-production, distribution, all here too. This your team also have access to this as well too. So this is the future potential compared to a lot of people think that okay, how about the job potential after COVID? I would argue that of all the city in North America, we have the highest potential uh, with the fintech job, the finance job, the tech job too. And I think of all the city that can navigate through post COVID, Toronto it is. Now, when I talk about Netflix, why Netflix all of a sudden set up a office here? And then you'll probably hear the news about the Amazon is buying MGM as well too. All the company that I was just mentioning, they already have production here in Canada, even in Toronto. I mean, even during COVID, and we are actually dealing with a $2 billion business now. Under COVID, definitely we are glued to Netflix, right? Queen's Gambit. Where's the background? Toronto. Anyone see in Amazon Prime, The Boys 1, 2, and 3 is a really dark comedy. Like, my daughter get me into it and said, wow, wow, what is that? But pretty interesting. The headquarters for that's villain, it's actually Royal Thompson Hall, and then the whole series is actually doing here in Toronto, and that's Amazon. And they recently acquired MGM, so I think that you will see a lot of production. Um, and then even Apple TV, the Apple TV, the Seas 1 and 2, and I really enjoy that show. Jason, the Aquaman, and it's actually here in Toronto as well too. You want to actually see the Aquaman. He's always roaming around the Kensington Market, Queen Street, and King area. So we're talking about like $2 billion production. It's a relatively diversity and then relatively inexpensive compared to the real Hollywood. And I think this would be also the area that you should focus on as well too. And through your connection, and since you're participating in so many charity, and then Isaac it's a star itself, I think it is. Pretty interesting to for your network to pay attention to this as well too. They're all incoming now. Obviously, I wish they all buy a Tridel condo, but I think they definitely are interested in any type of real estate. And don't forget, we have Dell Rental, we have Dell Suites, and all that too. We'd be able to provide a very good choice for them as well too. So I think this is something that is pretty interesting. Now, if you're really interested in seeing what type of production that we currently have, and the slide that I show you, I just basically download from toronto.com. And then if you're really interested in do the start glazing or to see which area that is the background of a lot of theme here too, you can go to toronto.com. And even Kevin Hart is doing um, a movie taking a shot of our Airbnb scene on the Toronto condo market. So I'm waiting to see this as well too. Um, okay, so any questions so far? No, and then I would continue. Now, education opportunity. Once again, to this group, I don't really need to explain to you. And Isaac been very, very active in a lot of board and U of T, Ryerson, and you name it. And the education opportunity that we have in here is pretty incredible. Obviously, U of T being number one in Canada, one of the top university. And at the same time, we provide 42 different post-secondary education opportunity. So as a result of this too, we have constantly have a 500,000 student coming this way. Now, obviously under COVID, they are not coming, but what I'm trying to say is after COVID, this is your potential. And then now, if it is a good school, that's nothing. You have to have a work permit program, and you have to have program to keep a lot of bright students here. And then after that, you will need people like Isaac and your team, and they be able to support the startup company. Then they be able to grow the business. If should they be in technology, should they be in fintech, you name it. So, and I think this type of scene with a very good, robust work permit program, plus we also have a lot of program that facilitate research and startup a company too. And I think this will be quite positive. And education.com, which I'm not surprised, when Canada to be number one as well. Now, this is very close to my home. Myself and Chile, we're originally from Hong Kong. You probably hear about, the geopolitical event happening between the Canadian Hong Kong and the rest of Hong Kong, I should say, sorry, with the government and China. So they have some disagreement as 350,000 Hong Kong Canadian. All this episode happening in Hong Kong may fast forward the plan to come back. Now they may be the son and daughter may go to the university I just spoke about, and then they themselves may actually fast forward to here too. Ram, I was just speaking to our colleague Ram as well too. A similar scenario happening in some of the country in Middle East as well, and Europe, and as a matter of all, there were some many geopolitical events around the world may fast forward some of this movement by way of immigration, by way of foreign student coming this way. Now, I talk about a lot of demand dynamics. I'm pretty sure that I already established the case that we have quite strong demand dynamics. So a lot of frequent question is, how come a market it's always be quite resilient? We have not seen the bubble, or the bubble we've been talking about the past 20 years have not burst. what is some of the reason? And I think this one I borrow from the Canadian Banker Association. I may see some answer to those questions. Now, I'm sure that your team, you have a lot of friends from the States too. Now, if you see this graph too, is depict the mortgage default rate. The blue graph signify the mortgage default rate from United States. Now, back into the financial crisis, the mortgage default rate is 11.54%. So therefore, you see a lot of foreclosure and people take over bad loans and all this, and then power of sale, it's a common scenery. But at the same token, if you actually take a look at the Canadian default rate, the worst part is actually 0.45%. So, which is quite low. And then fast forward to now is 0.23%. So I think this it's credit to the a conservative approach of a financial system. So this is one of the safety net to kind of keep us afloat. And then I think, yes, with the stress test, it's a little bit more difficult to get the mortgage, but on the same positive side of it too, we are really dealing with the quality purchaser. So the chances for them to have the default rate or quote unquote a bubble burst would be relatively low. And I think this is a pretty interesting observation that we have. On the same token, too, again, once again, according to the survey for Royal LePage, during the COVID, we save a lot of money. There was a lot of money that's spent on travel, wedding, just go spending or go travel. Those plans stop. So we save a lot of money, and then you would already know where those money are going. For the bank of mom and dad, they're helping their children, and then for the second generation millennial, they continue to save, and they have quite a few of cash to be able to purchase home as well too. Therefore, our market is actually quite good. Um, so, in general, the market, I think it's already recovered back to normal. It's not just the condo market. The employment figure is actually showing quite well. And then even commercial leases. And while a lot of people kind of downtown say that people work from home forever, it may not be the case. At the same time, interestingly, as I mentioned before, a lot of tech company like Google, Shopify, TikTok, and then Facebook and all that too. At this, it during COVID, instead of ditching the office, they are actually scooping up downtown office. It could be a new hybrid model. And I think what had happened is we're going to fast forward the innovation in terms of moving back to the office. There will be a lot of safety protocol. And you heard about LEED, but also there is also an emerging standard called a WELL. It's actually happening to the office scene as well too. So there is a lot of landlord and employer already move forward to focus on the wellness post COVID. So for those of our potential purchaser count out downtown, I guess it shouldn't count out downtown yet. It is also still very good in terms of the luxurious market. It's this type of home buying phenomenon just happening in Toronto, therefore created a unsustainable bubble. But interestingly, when this is happening around the world, so it could be a phenomenon rather than a bubble scenario. I think this graph, I kind of mentioned it before. Um, if I ask you where in North America have the most construction crane, you may think it's Seattle or maybe for San Francisco or New York. As a matter of fact, if you add up all this number, still do not have the same number of construction cranes that we have in Toronto currently. Even our company alone have more than 20 construction crane actively. So what we demonstrate in here too, it is a scenario that you should be quite proud of because we participate in the more active market in North America. And it's almost like a 25 years ago New York and 25 years of San Francisco. We're collectively building a major metropolitan city in the future. Um, Demand, as I mentioned, I think we're pretty state a pretty positive case about the demand. But on the other side, supply side, why don't we build more? And I think your group of company also do some development, you would know. And then you can ask Isaac, is construction cost decreasing? No. I think your company and our
Definitely
company
not.
also finding very, very hard time to find land to build. Weather is something that we cannot control. We still need to deal with the challenge, labor, material, especially after COVID. And with the COVID protocol, the green protocol, this will not make our business easy moving forward. So the shortage and the supply issue, according to a research done sponsored by the Scotiabank, and we are talking about a lot of shortage in terms of the supply. Land costs, we are not going down. Um, Construction costs, and you see article after article too. That's something that it's not something that we're going to see it in a downward trend. Labor, 69% of us would think that will be more difficult for us to get labor in the future. Um, and a typical developer, the land value, as I mentioned, is not going down. Construction costs is not going down. Soft costs and the government charge because of the spending policy is not going down as well too. So while our profit is hovering between 8 to 15%, so for those who anticipate the cost to go down or the price of condo to go down, it will be quite difficult. So the long story short is I think we once again proved our market is actually quite resilient, and based on the fact that I just presented before, and then our market is still continue to stay. And I think that's something that I think that's what I wanted to share with the team, and that's our observation. And I think congratulations collectively, and I think we are in a very, very interesting time of the market too. And then there's a lot of potential based on the demand and supply dynamics of what we observe.
Thank you very
Any
much.
question or
Yeah,
comment? I didn't have a chance to take a look
Okay,
at the
yes,
question.
Winson.
Yes.
Okay, so at the end, okay, our attendees say that, okay, can you touch on the current state of the condo resale market?
Okay, I think maybe the question is addressing why the resale market it's not recovering, or maybe be the price is not catching up to the new home price. So maybe I hope I think that was the question. I think the comment on the resale market right now is I already see the market that start to recover a little bit. Now, obviously, it's not going back to normal, and I think there is two front that we need to pay attention. Number one, in terms of detached home, the detached home market is go up quite high, and it's actually going to a level that multiple offers and so forth too. And then when this is happening too, when it's go out of reach, because of the natural demand dynamics too, the only option that they actually going to is, I wish I'd be able to afford a home in downtown Toronto. I wish I'd be able to afford a home elsewhere. And then when the affordability piece kick into place, then it will going back to condos. And I think this will be what happened. And I think when they actually see the COVID restriction and the vaccines program happening too, it is at least safe to go into the condo market. It will become hopefully the condo market will back to normal. And the other observation that I think I see is, while a lot of people say that under COVID, they're going to increase the space of the current home. Now, yes, everybody wanted to do that, but in actual reality, could you buy a bigger home? A, the affordability. B, the availability. So what had happened, a lot of family would actually divide a home into the home purchase into a few endeavor. They smart size the home into a condominium, and then being the mom and dad, and they will help out the son and daughter to get a condominium nearby to quote unquote buy additional space using condominium as well. So I think in long story short, at the outlook or even in the resale condominium, I think it's quite positive, especially when the immigrants started to be able to come back. And don't forget, we're still under lockdown. So under lockdown, our condo market is still performed the way it is. Yes, it's a little bit less stellar than the resale market. And I think by my observation, I think even the condo market is still resilient. And don't forget, as I mentioned earlier too, we also inadvertently add in 7,000 new home into a dire situation. and then the rental market is start to recover a little bit too. When I think we get to back to normal too, the condo will going back to the normal route to provide affordable option for homeowner to purchase a new home, or perhaps expand the family and then create more housing for the family as well.
Yeah, I believe, okay, it ties into, okay, another question that Michael was asking me earlier. And Michael said that, okay, hi, Chilli, are you finding your projects being absorbed more by first-time home buyers given the competitive state of the resale? Okay, now I saved the question to here because basically, okay, Winson answered part of it. Okay, but like me and Ram and Vanessa and Marissa, we're on the front line. Okay, we can share some our experience. Okay, for the past year. So how about the first-time home buyers? Okay, for Tridel pre-construction condos. Now, I would say overall, okay, every one of us, okay, being kind of locked down, okay, or okay, we are obligated to stay at home, even though for work or for whatever, for entertainment or whatever. So we now, everybody, okay, understand that how a home is so important to every single of us. Okay, yeah, so it is paramount, okay, to every one of us, okay, no matter in which country, in which town, in which cities. Okay, so, and it proves, okay, for the past 15 months at the very beginning of the pandemic, like if we remember early last year, okay, in February and March, okay, even though in February, okay, we were experiencing the most hot market, no matter resale or pre-construction, and all of a sudden, because something happened to us, okay, that never happened to us before, okay. So everything, okay, goes into a sudden freeze status. And I really like, okay, Winson described it being a sudden freeze, okay, status in economy. So due to all the restrictions, okay, we cannot do anything, even though we wanted to. However, the market, okay, picks up within, I would say, within 9 months. Everything, okay, when I say market, it's the real estate markets, okay, and we couldn't understand, okay, why all of a sudden, okay, everybody rush out, okay, to look for a bigger house, okay, the listings like all in the bidding wars and this and that. Is because people, okay, number one, okay, people recognize the importance of being, okay, having a home, and number two, okay, like Professor Chan just say, okay, we save up a lot of money and we have more time to stay at home to appreciate that, or to think about, okay, the importance of the home, and the prices will not, okay, drop. Okay, the resilience market and everything, okay, makes people have the sense of urgency. So, okay, I would say for the past few months, okay, no matter I'm at 91 Sherpet, you know, helping Sunny, or I'm at Eden Bridge, okay, selling out all the smaller one-bedroom and one-bedroom plus 10, there are first-time home buyers, and they are all basically, okay, depending on, okay, the bank of mom and dad. And they are not ready to move into a resale condo or resale home right now. Maybe they are still studying, or maybe they just graduate. Okay, I did a couple of deals at Eden Bridge, okay, lately, and basically the girls are basically just okay, graduate from universities, and they already plan that, okay, or maybe in 3-4 years, okay, I get a better job, okay, then I will move out myself and have my own property, okay, but being, okay, looking at the prices, okay, that jet up, okay, so quick, okay, their mom and dad will come out and say, okay, oh, I'm here, I'm willing to give you, okay, a boost, and let's, okay, go for a pre-construction condo and go for something, okay, that you like, and it is reliable, that in 3-4 years, okay, with your more steady income. By that time, you save up more money. Okay, at closing or occupancy time, you'll be able to have, okay, your own home. Okay, so I personally, okay, I do have that experience and feel in the market for the past year. So first-time home buyers are there, okay, and they are not ready. They don't have the enough money, or they couldn't get a mortgage right now, okay, to have their own home or condo in the resale market. So this is the best way that they can acquire something, okay, with confidence. And also, I would say this is the only way that they will be able to get their own home, okay, in a few years down the road. Any
Yeah,
questions, comments?
I echo what Chili was saying too. And the other thing, important thing, especially during the COVID too, because there was a lot of multiple offers, people buying on emotion. I think if a lot of people kind of hesitate, oh, okay, Isaac or Sunny or Michael, I don't want to purchase now because of the bidding war. I think it's a perfect opportunity for you to introduce pre-construction because we don't have bidding war. And then you're buying on the property a few years from now too. Now, a few years from now, yes, we don't have a crystal ball, but compared to now, a few years after the COVID will be definitely better than now too. And I think that also gives them some solid value. And to Chili's point too, I think in COVID, we really educate to them to real estate as one of the important entity. It's a great way to kind of diversify the portfolio. And I saw Michael had a question as well. How is the commercial business pivoted since COVID, especially leases? Great question. Now, some of the article, I don't spend too much time there too, but I will send you the link. One of article from Toronto Life and actually tells you currently under the COVID too, there is actually big company goal to actually find more space for commercial lease. Now, while a lot of people count out the commercial area, they actually underestimated the creativity for the employer or the needs of the commercial market. And the big company like Google, they actually see the value to it too. Now, the actual transaction that happening right now here too, pretty interestingly, technology company, which I spoke about, a medical professional. Before, they would not be able to afford the retail, for instance, the medical profession now that has come out from the full force, like a pharmacy, independent pharmacists, dentists, and then all that too. They are not buying discretionary purchase, they're buying for their own use. Investment bankers, and then all this major finance company too. Don't think that they actually need space. And after COVID too, it's actually reversed. They actually need more space sometimes because before they would have cubicle. Right now, they no longer be able to have cubicle. They would have a hub. They would have some innovation center. And so it is actually happening before. If you actually think about before, like Google and all this technology company, they already advocated for this type of open concept lifestyle, and then mitigate and all this too. There is a standard that now in the green, you probably heard about lead standard. Right now, it's a very, very popular in New York called the well standard. Like it's not the well, like we build a well, it's actually the well standard, and then provide you focus on office space, focus on wellness, that when you later on you be able to go back to the office to what type of safety precaution, what type of wellness facility that happening in the office, so that they be able to feel like work from home. And then honestly, I talked to a lot of major company, the one who in charge of real estate expansion too. Honestly, deep down, the productivity, yes, a lot of people say that they be able to work from home. The productivity is not the same. And most importantly is the creativity, the culture, and then all that too. I think as I mentioned earlier, do not count out downtown yet. So I think downtown, as you already seen in Asia, where COVID is actually in better control, they're already going back. And New York, our closest counterpart, you already see the activities coming to people start to bring deal to recreate a central business district for a reason. And then we have limited resource too, so we later on we definitely need to congregate back together for because of the creativity, and then because of human nature, we still needed to see each other. So I would not count that out yet.
Any further comments or questions?
Thanks. Thanks.
Oh,
for
I
that.
just saw we also have our team member Vanessa and Marissa here on the call. So
Yes.
and I think now if there's no further question, I'm going to pass this back to the team. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share with you. And I always a phone call away. And then as I mentioned, Dreammaker is like my family. And then Isaac is very, very good friend. And your work, once again, I really appreciate and inspire for me too. And I'm sure that you and I would have a lot of opportunity to interact. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Winston. Appreciate
All
it.
right. So
Okay, and Isaac.
I'll see you later on when we have opportunity to meet each other. So
Absolutely.
unfortunately, I needed to call off. So thank you.
No problem. Thank you for
So
your time.
I would expect at least 15 deal by the look of it here.
Yes.
All right.
Only?
All right. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
Winston.
Goodbye.
Take care.
And Isaac and all the dream makers here. Okay, now initially, okay, we have booked just 1 hour, okay, for this session, and now it's already 12 noon. So I will respect and ask for everyone, okay, or do we have another like half an hour or maybe 25 minutes?
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah. I think
That's
we
good.
do.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good. Okay, now if that is the case, okay, I'm going to share my screen. So
And I will
everybody
promise
see
to be
my
quick.
screen? Everybody see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
Chilli, we
We
see
see it,
the
Chilli.
Tridel website.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, now all I need to do is, okay, basically my job is very easy. Now, first of all, okay, to all the dream makers, okay, I'm sure, okay, you guys will spend like maybe anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours on the MLS, the trap MLS every single day. Because, okay, you would like to search, okay, how's the market, what is the current prices, okay, what are available in a certain area, okay, C12, C14, or W7, okay, because, okay, you need to find information and products, okay, that will be fitting into your client's needs, right? And you go to MLS, okay, you look at, okay, what are the availability, okay, how are the prices going on, okay, are they still available, or maybe there are properties, okay, that's been in the market for 14 months and they're not going, why, okay, and this and that, right? Okay, now, when everybody, okay, spend your time on the MLS listing system, okay, after that or at the end of it, please, okay, do spend at least 5 to 10 minutes, okay, with Tridel.com, okay, because this is all your listings, okay, which is listed out here. And every single listing, okay, if you're able to help your client to match up, okay, with our product, okay, and the commission is 4% each, 4% each. And everything is listed out here, okay, for you, okay, at your fingertips. And with Tridel.com, okay, I'm proud to say that, okay, within Toronto, with all the pre-construction, okay, condo builders or developers or marketing company, our website is basically the only one, okay, that are always up and running. Whatever you see the information on our website, okay, we regularly update it, okay, at least, okay, once a week, and you'll be able to see all the available listings here. Now, all you need to do is, okay, every day you go to Tridel.com, okay, don't Google Tridel or don't Google, okay, the project name, because once you Google it, okay, you're landing on maybe your colleagues, okay, landing page or the other realtors, okay, web page. So do go to our official website. Now, under our official website right now, you see all those icons here, Celine, Aqua Vista, Scala, Dupont Market, okay, under here, under the Tridel roof, we have more than 20 active projects, okay, that are up and running and we are operating. they are at a different stage of development. Okay, some of them like Dupont, okay, it is a brand new launch. Some of them like Eden Bridge, okay, we've been selling and we are actually, okay, aiming to start construction in this summer. Okay, so we do have some incentive offering before construction. And like Royal Bayview, okay, we've been selling it and it is the most luxurious, okay, golf course properties in the Thornhill Markham area. And we do have some incentive on the east side of the building in order to boost up a little bit the sales quota, because we are aiming to start the construction in November as well. Okay, so at the well, okay, we are kind of like 80% sold. However, we do have, okay, good selections for the, relatively speaking, okay, bigger sizes. And as time goes by, okay, when you're looking at the prices that we are offering to you and you compare to the other ongoing new launches at the downtown area, okay, we are very, very compatible. And indeed, okay, our prices are much more reasonable when you consider in terms of the scale of the projects, the utilities, the amenities that will bring you. And the building is already under construction. Those buildings are already under construction. And if you look at the commercial building down there, okay, it's amazing, it's beautiful. So, okay, so this is how, okay, you can know what are the current status, okay, of Tridel projects. And each of those Tridel projects, when we do have the icon here, okay, we do have an office responsible, okay, to serve you and your clients. Okay, so whenever you click in there and then you see our presentation centers, okay, even though under COVID, our sales centers are open, but by appointment only, because, okay, we cannot afford, okay, too many persons, okay, stay inside our sales office at the same at one time, because we need to respect to social distancing and all kinds of COVID protocol. Now, get an example. Let's say, okay, our first project we would like to talk about is Eden Bridge. So when you click onto Eden Bridge, okay, you'll be able, okay, to go to, okay, look at the prices and floor plans. And we do have some townhomes. It explains to you the neighborhood, and it explains to you, okay, what kind of amenities, standard Tridel luxury. And when you click to presentation center, first of all, okay, you'll be able to know our presentation center for this particular project is locating inside, actually is inside the Humbertown Shopping Center, okay? So it's inside the mall. Okay, we do open, okay, our office hours is still the same, Monday to Thursday, 11 to 7. Friday we close, okay, weekends, okay, we work both Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 5. And here is the sales office number. So do you, okay, phone the office or send us an email to set up the appointment? And for sure, okay, our colleagues, either Marissa or Vanessa, will be there to serve your clients. Or, okay, if your client said that, okay, oh, okay, it's no need for me to physically to be there at this moment. I just want to, okay, virtually talk to the sales rep there, and so that they can share with me the floor plans or the amenities. And then, okay, when we narrow down to a particular floor plan or whatever, then we will go there and have an in-person appointment with the sales rep there. Both ways are perfect, okay? Now, just like how, okay, we can do virtual presentations, is exactly like what I'm doing with you guys right now. So if your clients are interested in certain Tridel projects, okay, all you guys need to do is, okay, give me a shout, or give my team a shout, okay, set up a virtual appointment, a Zoom meeting like this. We'll be able to showcase, okay, the projects and everything. Now, let's go to prices and floor plans. Now, so this is Eden Bridge, okay, on the Kingsway, which is in the heart of the Etobicoke, and it is the most affluent, okay, pocket of properties, okay, in the heart of Etobicoke. Now, when you look at the prices and floor plans, you can see basically, okay, all the 1-bedroom and 1+10 are sold out. Okay, but we do have, okay, some very nice, okay, 2-bedroom suites, okay, which is, if you look at the prices here, you can actually do the math quick. It is only $1,000 per square foot. Where can you buy it? Okay, it's Tridel. Okay, it's luxury, it's boutique, it's low densities. Okay, with a huge, okay, a selection from the amenities. Okay, and we do have the signature collections because, okay, this building again is more end user oriented. Okay, with luxury features and finishes. Okay, so basically we are offering sizes more end user type, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, anywhere from 1,500 square feet, okay, to over 2,000 square feet. So now when you see, okay, we have like 2L, 2M, 2N plus D, okay, so, and then, okay, hey, Chilli, okay, sounds like that, you guys still have a lot to sell. I can tell you recently, for the last 3 to 5 years, with all the Tridel projects that we launched, with this particular Edenbridge project, let's say, the total number of units is only 209 suites. But, okay, if you ask Vanessa, okay, we have over 150 plans and designs. So they are all one of a kind. Okay, so what I can do, I can only, okay, put some of those designs here to showcase to you, okay, the price range and the size range. So it's very important, okay, if your client have their eyes on this particular location and the product, it will be very easy, okay, to just, okay, link up to our team, okay, and then they will be able, okay, to handpick the best for you guys. All right, okay, so we do have 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and also we still have a few penthouses, okay, 1 of each. And again, if you look at the sizes and the prices, okay, when, okay, your clientele is looking for this caliber of location and the sizes, okay, you can see the prices are very, very reasonable. Okay, now, before, okay, I would like to have Vanessa, okay, to explain a little bit about the location of this Edenbridge. But before, okay, Vanessa talk about the location. Now, all the dream makers, okay, please just acknowledge, okay, what I'm talking about here. Now, whatever you see under the signature collection here, 2L, 2M, 2N plus D, 2Q, 2X, or even though, okay, these 4 penthouses, if you have a client, okay, will be willing to call these home, the incentive is, okay, we will give you a discount of $50,000 upfront at the price. Okay, so minus $50,000, okay, for all the prices here. And with all these prices, okay, one parking spot is already included. And the second parking spot is $60,000. So in other words, okay, you're almost getting the second parking spot for free. Okay, so this is a limited time of promotion, okay, that we are doing at Edenbridge. Edenbridge is over 83% sold. Okay, but again, okay, we need a little bit of help. Okay, you guys are the extension of my sales team, okay, to reach out to your clients if they're looking for beautiful, beautiful condominium, luxury condominium in the heart of Etobicoke. And at this moment, Vanessa, okay, if you can talk a little bit about the location of Edenbridge.
Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen.
Yes.
And I'm going to open up something else.
Okay.
Thanks. Can everyone see?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining in today. Isaac, I haven't seen you in many years. It's been so long. All right, so Eden Bridge here. So Eden Bridge, we are located off of Royal York Road. Not an intersection of Dundas and Royal York. Dundas is just south of where we're sitting, doesn't actually connect to Royal York. And our partners here are First Capital, so they're the landowners here. So let me just go to a different picture for you. Here we are. So Royal York Road here, we have the north end here and south end here. So Dundas would be just along, just after that Canterbury Crescent. And we have Lambeth Road, which is just the edge of the site that we are located on. So you'll see, I don't think, can you see my cursor move at all? Yes? Okay.
Yes,
Ma'am? Okay, good. Okay, good. So there's another lot here. I'm not sure. I know Mr. Yat, you just said you live in that area. So you're probably familiar with the Humbertown Shopping Center.
Yes.
So our sales office is actually, yes. So our sales office is actually just located here on the south end of the plaza. And then there's another parking lot sitting here. And then this land is already being prepped, ready for construction. This fall, it's going to commence. So we're looking at occupancies end of 2023. Realistically, we're going to go into 2024 with delays. So I like to tell, our clients that are coming in and purchasing here, most likely we're going to see a 2024 occupancy date. That's going to be realistic for you. So let's just talk about what's happening here because it's going to be redeveloped. So the building that we're selling now, Eden Bridges here, it's 9 stories, 209 units. Chilli has mentioned already that it's about just over 80% sold. And remaining now is mainly all of our larger product. Everything is about 1.1 and up. And majority is pretty much 1.7 and up at this point. And that would be our signature collection, penthouse collection, and then some of our townhomes are left as well. So just to go back here, this land here is a parking lot now that exists. What we've seen right now, it's been proposed that they're going to split this lot up and put a road here just to, I guess, spread out that traffic that's coming in and out of the Kingsway, just so there's no traffic jams. Not that it's, once we're going to put more density in this area, just another road to just offset the traffic there. So that's going to happen there. Then possible retail space here, maybe 2 to 3 stories of retail space here. So right north of the actual Eden Bridge lot. And then the remaining piece of that land, we're not too sure. It was supposed to be a smaller building similar to this one, or a possible retirement home. Now we don't know if we're going to be able to fit anything there. So it could be green space. We're not too sure exactly what's going to happen to the rest of that piece of land there. Now the shopping center was built in the 60s. It is time to get ripped down, rebuilt. So they're going to tear it down, rebuild it, and they will incorporate a tower in this north corner here of the shopping center. And that could go up to 15 to 20 stories roughly there. And then we're going to have 4 or 5 townhomes sitting here, freehold townhomes, all over 2 million. I've been told once it's said and done, it'll probably be around 2 million or more sitting along here as well. Okay, so that's what's happening here. And they'll keep some staple stores like the Loblaws, hopefully the LCBO, things like that will stay in the shopping center that already are here. Just so you have all of that convenience at your footsteps here, living here. Okay, so 2 possible residential, well, 1 for sure. And then again, we're probably gonna have a tower sitting here. We don't have a time frame. We don't know exactly what everything's gonna look like right now. We're still waiting for final plans and things. Okay, so that's in terms of the area. And in terms of any transit, we are very close by to Royal York Station. So now you're seeing the east side of the building here. So Royal York sitting here. Okay, you'll see some suites that do look like townhomes on the east side of the building. And aesthetically, they look like townhomes, but they're actually 2-story. They're 2 units, one above the other. sitting here, but we do have townhomes that are sitting on the south end around the corner here. And then around this corner here, that southwest corner, there are about 3 other townhomes sitting on the Kingsway. So we have a few options here. Again, those are all about 1.9, 1.8 and up. Chilli mentioned everything over 1.5 that we have available, we will be discounting it at $50,000. Okay, so there's that parking lot there. That's going to be split. Okay, so that will be, you know, that'll look different eventually. And then the plaza is sitting back here on the west side. You can't really see it in this visual here. Now this is the Kingsway side. So this is the west side of the building. We have our entrance on the side, lobby entrance, and our parking garage entrance here goes down to 2 underground parking levels. And you will see some glass area here. This is some retail space here sitting on the northwest corner of the building. Not that much retail space, about 7,000 square feet. It's broken up into 3 units. So, you know, I don't think anything is going to be high traffic volume going in and out of those units. Maybe the jeweler, maybe the bank, maybe coffee shop will go in there. We're not too sure. First Capital will manage and deal with the tenants for that space. This is just another visual of that side. And then we have the bird's eye view here. So, you know, we have a lot of green roof. We have a rooftop terrace on the 8th level. You're going to see some terraces off of the townhomes that we have available on the south side. There's some patios sitting here along Royal York here, pretty much sold out. We only have 2 of those units left, or sorry, 1 of the patio units left, and then 2 sitting above on that east side. It's going to go here. Amenities are very simple in this building. When you come in from the Kingsway side, we have a 24/7 live concierge, of course, 3 elevators, mailroom, parcel room, and then our amenities are going to come this way here. We have a little lounge. We have an English garden, which is sitting right in the center of the building. Dining room, party room, gym, yoga room, and then change rooms. They both have saunas, and then you can access the pool from the change rooms. Okay, there's a pool and a whirlpool in there as well. So very simple. These are some visuals of the garden, and all of the windows that are looking into the garden are the amenity space. And this is our beautiful lobby here. Our internal interior designers are 2x4. And then we have Foric Landscaping is the landscapers of the building. And then the architects are Kirkor Architects. So nice combination for our finishes, internal and external. And then just another view here of the lobby. And if you come into our sales office, which we would like visitors, the finish is inside our office, and the design of the office was done by 2x4. So it's already giving you a little bit of some samples of some, you know, stone and marble and the flooring, and just give you an idea or the sense, the feeling that the lobby will give you coming into our office. This is a party room visual. Dining room. Tell me if I'm taking too long. I just want to at least show some visuals here, but I know everyone, we want to talk about a couple other buildings too. This is the gym. And then this is the rooftop amenity area. There's 3 barbecue stations with some lounge space. This is mostly facing, I'd say, east, but you have some south views and some north views as well from this patio.
Yes, Vanessa.
Yes.
Okay, now I would say especially, okay, if Michael is interested in this area because, okay, you're actually part of the neighborhood.
Yes.
Okay, if Michael, you can gather some of your potentials or maybe, okay, some of your Dream Makers team members, okay, who may want to know a little bit more about the available floor plans, okay, with the $50,000 incentive. Okay, that you're welcome to contact Vanessa and Marissa and set up the appointment there. All right, okay, now at this moment, okay, so Vanessa, okay.
If I'm going to unshare here.
Let
Yeah.
me share the
Okay.
screen again. Thank you so much, V.
Thank you, Vanessa. That was amazing.
Thank you. No
Thank
worries.
you.
No worries. No worries. I just don't know how to stop the share. Oh, there we go. Never mind.
Stop control.
There we go.
There you go. Hi, Ram.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, yourself?
Very good, thanks.
Okay, now as the next one under our spotlights, I will talk about is our brand new launch. Okay, the Dupont. Okay. If you guys don't know, okay, the Dupont is being launched a couple months ago, and actually, okay, the sales office is on site right now, right on the Dupont road, the new Dupont. Okay, so and my colleague Ram, okay, is now inside the sales office, okay, on site, and Ram, if you can, introduce the Dupont to us in a nutshell, and let me know
Of
where
course,
you want me to go to.
of course. Thank you, Chilli. Hi, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity letting us join your meeting today. Yes, I'm gonna be fast, and I'm gonna speak about the Dupont project. So, Dupont. Before I started, I want to give you a little bit of a background about the first building we started at the Dupont, on the Dupont Street, which is Bianca, and we had a huge success. So when we started Bianca, no other developers were building on the Dupont, and once we launched the product and it sold really fast, a lot of our purchasers did follow up and ask us if there is another project coming up in the neighborhood very soon, and until we launched Dupont. And a lot of our purchasers who have purchased in the past at the Bianca, they did also purchase, and they are going to purchase at the Dupont project. So we are located at the east of Ossington Street, Ossington and Dupont. And this is a 9-story building. It's gonna go where the Sobeys grocery store is right now. So Sobeys is going to move out towards the end of this year. And they're moving just a little bit further to the east, and they're upgrading. It's still the same concept, but it's gonna be Farm Boy, still owned by the Sobeys family. A little bit about the Dupont. I'm not sure. Chilli, should we play that video, or maybe that would be a good background?
Have enough time. Okay, so
Okay,
Ram,
okay, sure.
okay, can
So
you talk
I
about
will.
how many units? Okay.
Of course, I will do that right now. So 9 stories, 329 suites. We have terrace collections, we have Green Line, City View, which is south, and also home size collection. They're also facing southwest and southeast of the building. And we have a handful of 1-bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms available. And as Chilli alluded earlier, so when you go on a Dupont project, you can see what suites are available. So when you click on the floor plan and see the prices, you will see like the opening price for like 1 bedrooms and 1 bedroom plus dens and 2 bedrooms. So don't let that make you think, oh, this is what's available at the Dupont. No, this is just an example. We don't want to confuse anybody. Just reach out to me or my team, Tara and May. We'll listen to what you and your client are looking for and provide more information with what's available. And in terms of what's selling and what's it's been popular, this project is selling nicely. Like we have like a lot of beautiful 2 bedrooms, beautiful 1 bedrooms, and they're all doing exceptionally well equally. And in terms of like my recommendation, like a lot of like suites on our north sides are like are really done well, and they have a great view, as well as of course the south view and the city view. And if you have any questions for me, I'm here to answer your questions.
Okay, now Ram, okay, if you let me to do a few points here. Now, okay, for all the dream makers, okay, if you do have clients or prospects, okay, who are actually first-time home buyer, or who are, okay, the bank of mom and dad, okay, who is looking for some opportunities for their kids. Okay, that's the Green Line collection. Okay, you guys are seeing me, okay, on my screen, right? Okay, now this
Yes.
Green Line collection, okay, of the Dupont, okay, which compose of 1 bedroom, 1+10, or even up to 2 bedrooms, around 800 square feet. If you look at the price range, okay, it's anywhere from just early 600, okay, to actually under 1 mil, which is already a very nice size, okay, 2 bedrooms. And I will say, okay, this is excellent opportunity. Okay, if your client is looking for first-time home buyer looking for a home, or even though for investment, because okay, with a decent size, okay, 500 to 600 square feet, 1 bedroom and 1+10. Okay, we all understand this is very spacious. Okay, decent size. Okay, in the kind of like downtown midtown area, in the new Dupont area, with this price, I don't think you can find, okay, something like this. Not now, okay, not later. So grab the chance, okay. If you do not know about the Dupont Green Line collection, okay, then you guys are welcome to connect me or connect to Ram, okay, and set up virtual appointments or in-person appointments, okay, to learn about this, okay. As far as I know, okay, Ram, you correct me if I'm not wrong, we don't really have a lot of those available anymore because of the price point. And
Absolutely.
then, okay, even though if you look at the 2 bedrooms, okay, look at the size, okay, 800 to 900 square feet, okay, those are optimum size, okay, especially in downtown area. This is kind of huge. A lot of the other developments, okay, with 800 square feet, they already have a 3 bedroom or 3 bedroom +10. And again, okay, if you look at the prices, okay, these are still within the 1 million threshold. So a lot of people, even though, okay, people looking for investments right now, okay, I keep on telling people, okay, don't buy too small. Even though in downtown area, do not buy too small. Okay, it got to be livable. Okay, even though for investment or whatever, okay, at one time, okay, down the road, okay, even though, okay, you don't get a tenant, okay, this is something that, okay, you can move in yourself, your family or whatever. So buy something, okay, for yourself, but not for another body. And okay, this kind of size and this kinds of prices, okay, will never come back. Okay, it will go higher and higher and higher. Okay, so these are very excellent chance, okay, for if you really have your eyes on a Tridel product, okay, pre-construction, okay, I think these prices are excellent, okay, to be you know, under consideration. Okay, now after the Dupont, which is our brand new launch. Okay, now I promise this is the last 5 minutes, okay? Then we go back to Royal Bayview. Again, luxury, 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 okay? Now, okay, so with Royal Bayview, the main selling point is location. This is actually, okay, a Tridel luxury condominium project, which is located inside the golf course, which is not next, which is not adjacent. Okay, it is actually inside the golf course. Okay, the location is Bayview and John in the Thornhill Markham area, and it is actually the ladies golf course. Okay, the ladies golf club is indeed the only okay, ladies private golf club in the whole North America, not only Canada. So we are very proud of it. And this golf course is huge. It's huge, okay? It is a 21 holes, okay? Not even only 18 holes, okay? It is a 21 hole golf course, okay? All the way from Young, okay, east to Bayview. Okay, now this is the whole golf course. It's huge. And okay, what is Royal Bayview? Okay, Royal Bayview is only the tiny two, okay, buildings here, which is actually at this moment is the 9th hole of the golf course. Okay, that's why I said it is inside the golf course, not adjacent to it. Now, why, okay, we'll be able to have, okay, this condominium inside the golf course, okay, like I mentioned earlier, this thing is huge and they do have 21 holes. And on a daily basis, okay, all you need is 18 holes, okay, in order to have a complete game. So that's why, okay, we have initiative with the opportunity to work with the golf club and work with the city. Okay, so Tridel, okay, we actually bought the 9th hole. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, and we changed the zoning and turn it into a low density residential condominium purpose. Okay, so our 2 buildings, okay, 2 towers, actually is 1 building, is actually located here. So the formal entrance will be from the Royal Orchard. From the Royal Orchard. And the official entrance to the golf course is from Yung. So that means, okay, we are separated. Okay, people going to play golf, okay, will not come through your lobby. Okay, so okay, the golf club and the clubhouse are located, okay, along Yung. Okay, so this is how, okay, the golf course will be operating, and our 2 buildings will be here. But the good thing is, okay, with okay the location and the exposure, okay, whatever facing this way, okay, we say west facing, you are actually, okay, having the whole golf course, okay, as your front yard. But even though, okay, we do have the East collection, okay, the Bayview collection, okay, having the view onto the other side of Bayview, okay, again, okay, this is all open, unobstructed, and you are actually inside the golf course. So far, so good? And with the amenities, okay, again, this is luxury because this is a golf course property. Okay, again, okay, now when we see that it sounds like 2 buildings, it is actually 1 building with 2 towers. It's 2 wings. And it is connected, okay, through the podium. We have a huge lobby, okay, with extensive amenities like indoor swimming pool, whirlpool, sauna, gym, yoga studio, party room, okay, extensive, okay, outdoor terrace facilities and everything. Now, when these 2, okay, wings add together, we have only a total 167 units, which is even less than the Eden Bridge. So that means in each wing, we are talking about only about 80 units. So you can imagine, okay, the size, okay, and the low density, the exclusivity, okay, of the project. And what I am going to offer to you guys is now, of course, okay, if you have a client, okay, who want to downsize or who want to relocate, who really want to have this dream view, okay, as your front yard, we do have, okay, the golf course collection over there, okay, anywhere from 1.8 mil to over 3 million. We still have availability like that. Okay, but my promotion is happening on the east side of these 2 towers. I do have some 1 bedrooms, okay, which is like a handful of it. I may have maybe 4 or 5 of them right now. Okay, those are very spacious. Okay, 1 bedroom around 700 square feet. We have never marketed on our website, and we have never, okay, bring it up to the market because we save it. The reason why is we have only a few. We have no urgency to sell. Okay, but now, okay, I have the opportunity to offer to you guys. I'm going to send the package, okay, to Isaac and Natasha so that you guys will have the package of incentives. Okay, with those one bedroom that I talk about around 700 square feet in the $800,000 range. Okay, I'm able to offer you guys to purchase a parking half price. One parking is 65,000, so half price is 32.5. Okay, so again, okay, it is a very good opportunity if you really want to call this luxury product, the golf course, properties like your home. I have only a few of it. And then, I do have some very attractive, two-bedroom layout around 1,000 square feet. Locating here, having the east exposure, and those two bedrooms, a bit more than 1,000 square feet. The starting price is around 1.2 mil. If you act quick, I'll be able to give you an incentive of $40,000 off the price upfront. That is my goodies, brought to you guys. Any questions so far? And for all the details about how luxury, how good, the floor plans and everything, please go to tridel.com, just like how I'm going to show it to you. And for the incentive and the goodies, I'm going to compile a package and I will email it to Natasha. And Natasha, you're welcome to share it, with your dream makers, but please, with the incentives, do not post the incentives on social media, because if you post it on social media, that means, your other realtor friends will give me a call right away. Keep it to yourself, and if you guys have any questions, please, contact us as soon as possible.
Well, that was great. Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do, Michael.
That was great, Chilli. Thank you so much to the team as well, Ram, Vanessa, and everybody
Thank
who
you.
shared here today. I think Vanessa and Tara I met at the opening of Eden Bridge, and we were able to do a couple of deals. So if we can revisit, reconnect, and help you guys with those bigger size units, and especially with the incentives packaged together, we should be able to get some through the door with the ones that you presented. And I'm looking forward to see what you guys do at Lakeview, Lakeside, Mississauga, as well as, congratulations again on Regent Park. I've, been trying to get into Regent Park for over 10 years, but Daniels has never been able to work with us to give us the allocation. So I'm hoping Tridel will be the exception.
Sorry, don't worry, we are same family.
Thank you. And so overall, on behalf of the team, thank you very much for being here, and the in-depth wisdom shared by yourself and your team. I look forward to continuing the relationship with you guys. You guys are obviously the mecca of pre-construction condo sales in the city, and we look forward to be a part of that journey as well.
Yeah, and Michael, one last sentence. I know you guys have regular training sessions, or information sharing sessions, just like what we did this morning. So please remember, Tridel, our team, I myself is very pleased, to be part of it.
Okay.
So let's say, next time, if you want to hear specific topics from us, for example, how to deal with Tridel APS, how to deal with Tridel mortgage approval requirements, how to read floor plans and Tridel floor plans or whatever. Just let me know.
Okay.
Just let me know. We've been doing similar sessions to the other realtor friends.
Okay, that sounds great. I will definitely reach out to you guys on that aspect, and we'll collaborate some more before the end of the year. 100%.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Natasha, if you're around, if you want to jump back on, and we will wrap this up. We have this recorded, so we can share it with your team as well if you guys would like a copy of it.
All right, thank you guys. This was actually really informative. It was a great presentation. If you'd like, I'll share the recording to you as well if you'd like to use it, Chilli.
Yes, please.
And okay, so Mike, do you want us to stay at the end of the call?
Yes, so we can have the team just stay for about 5 minutes. We'll wrap it up and we'll let you guys continue with your Junior Fridays, AKA Thursday.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, all the dream makers. Okay, see you guys soon.
Bye.
Okay, take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you. Take care.
Oh, now everybody pops their faces. Everybody was shy before. Okay, so guys, thank you all for staying. That was super informative. Sunny and Jason, I'm not sure if Jason's still on. Thanks for setting that up, for bringing this to our attention and helping us to set it up. We were gonna conduct a training to discuss about leads and what we've been doing with leads and how lead allocations is going to flow. But we'll save that. We're not gonna wait a month to discuss it. So we'll probably set up a meeting in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So look out in your emails and WhatsApp. We'll set something up and we'll give you a walkthrough in terms of what we are, in terms of what we're going to be rolling out. And then we also look for feedback as well to see how we can fine tune it. In terms of today's presentation with Tridel, very informative. I hope you guys took a lot of notes. You can go back and review this, watch it again, use it as a great training tool. It's also a great reminder and a reinforcer of why pre-construction there'll always be a market for it, especially in times that are normal, but more so in times that are kind of scary and uncertain, with a lot of unknowns kind of today, because it gives you 3, 4, 5 years to plan it out with your deposit structures, with your purchases. As you know, as Chilli mentioned, the bank of mom and dad has been very, very involved in helping a lot of individuals get involved and to buy real estate. And my conversation with a lot of people that are, especially I'll even say under 40, that haven't really gone into real estate, my conversation with them is to get in touch, put me on a phone call, let me have a meeting with your mom and dad, because they have the equity in their homes. Doesn't matter where their homes are, really, anywhere across the GTA over the last 10 years. Everybody has made it anywhere from a quarter to millions of dollars just from holding on to real estate. For our age demographic, I know a lot of us are in this chatter, we're still fairly young, and a lot of us, we've been fortunate to get into the real estate market, but a lot of our friends, families, associates, and colleagues, they're not as fortunate, and we have a responsibility to try to get them in, and to get them in responsibly as well, which means not taking them to showings where they're gonna overpay $100,000 to $500,000, just to win a bid, and then be upside down in their equity, because you essentially kill a client over the next 5 to 10 years if you position them to win a bid. And yes, they can maybe afford the payments, but if something happens 3 to 5 years down the road in their lives and they need to exit or sell that property, they'll end up selling for a loss. And at the time, they might be excited today to buy that home, but 3 to 5 years from now, they'll be blaming the realtor, for not advising them, and and not really walking them through and understanding what exactly this dynamic is. The good thing about new builds, as we know, and as Tridel has also reinforced, is that market really operates very, very different. You have people that are planning their next 5 years for when they're done college. I know people that are in other countries at the moment planning to come to Canada in 2 to 3 years, and they're buying pre-construction, because they're just managing the deposit schedules. So by the time they migrate and move their families here, they're going to become permanent residents. They'll be Canadian citizens, and essentially that foreign buyer tax will not apply. So we have to, as a group, collectively engage with the developers that we want to work with, that we value, such as Tridel from 700 Humberwood days, which is like 10 years ago, right next to Woodbine. Woodbine Racetrack was, I think, the first Tridel experience that I was involved in, to now, you have your Eden Bridges, your 10 Yorks, your Duponts, and all these projects. These guys remember who in the hard times was there for them. And I'm not saying that you guys have to all go out there and brand and push a lot of Tridel, but definitely spend some time on the website. Get familiar with the products that are maybe in your neighborhood, in your backyard. You know, Eden Bridge is in my backyard. I understand it very, very thoroughly. So, you know, go to their website, find 1 or 2 projects in their backyard. We'll send the terms and the incentives out, so that way you guys know how to package it, and we'll work with you guys in terms of how to package some of these terms and incentives, whether you transfer all of it to your clients or whether you bake some of it to yourselves in the form of commissions or some form of credits. You know, so these are all discussions we'll have with Tridel and their team to see how we can structure those things. So in terms of action steps, get familiar with their website, get familiar with 1 or 2 projects that they are launching. Every project that they mentioned, I'm very familiar with in terms of studying and knowing what their price points are. Their terms are sometimes challenging, but we will find a way, you know, to make it work. And then in the next couple of weeks, we will have that meeting to discuss how we're going to navigate around lead distribution. Let's give maybe another 5 to 10 minutes if anybody has any questions, not necessarily specific to what we spoke about here today, but anything else in general in your businesses, in the marketplace, stress tests. You know, for those of you that everybody should know, is in effect June 1st, which means that everybody's buying power is going to shrink and come down. So you're going to see more aggressive activity in the real estate market in your products that are around 500,000 to 1.2. You're going to see a lot of aggressive opportunities there. You're going to see a lot of price increases there, simply because everybody has to come down and everybody's going to be bumped down. So if anybody has any questions, these last few minutes, I'll give the floor to you guys. Natasha and I will do our best to answer them. And if not, you know, thanks for being here. I know this was longer than originally planned, but again, very, very informative. And yeah, so other than that, we'll probably see you guys in a couple of weeks if there are no questions. And we'll give the floor to you guys right now if anybody has any questions.
Ryan,
Thanks for the meeting, guys.
for listing presentation guidance. Ryan, do you have a specific question around that? What are you looking
Sorry, list and presentation.
for? Guidance. He wrote it in the chat. But Ryan, do you have a specific question what are you asking about in regards to listing presentations? He's muted.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. So, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to do a listing presentation coming up, and I just kind of wanted maybe some tips, some guidance on how to present an effective one.
Okay. So you're going to
Brampton.
So you're going to pitch why they should hire yourself and Dreammaker for their services.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. In Brampton, have you done the homework on the property, the area? Do you know what's coming around the area as well? Like, have you done some due diligence about that product that
I would
potentially going up to win?
I've done some, but this is kind of why I want your input. What should I be doing? And I'm gonna write all this down.
Okay. Tasha, do you want to maybe give them some pointers, and then I can chime in as well?
Okay. Obviously I've never done a listing presentation, but from what I've seen from creating some for agents in the past, they'll start by first just pitching the brokerage a little bit. So you'll introduce the brokerage as a brand and what Dreammaker has to offer. You can just show how diverse Dreammaker is. I'd probably touch a little bit on the different features that you guys have through being, developers. Really just pull what's going to feel true to you in regards to why you're with Dreammaker and why you feel that this brokerage would best support them, and then segue into yourself and what you have to offer. If you want, I can help you prepare one, just pulling from other listing and presentations that I've made for other people in the past. And then you want to talk about what the competitive advantage is, or what's it called? Needs analysis. So like you're going to give them this type of marketing, whether it's social media marketing and signage and I don't know if you want to send postcards, whatever. So you're going to break down kind of like a strategy for them for what you're going to promise or deliver to them for why it's best to sell the house with you. Then if you've got testimonials from any past people, you want to kind of toss that in there too. Do you have an online presence for yourself? Do you have a website, anything like that?
No, not yet. No.
Okay. So do you know anything about this client and like what is going to be important to them? Are they more of a numbers person? Are they a feelings person? Like, how do you need to speak to that?
And also, what was your, how did you get in touch
Yeah.
with the client?
It's somebody that I work with.
Okay, so somebody that you have a relationship with.
Definitely, yeah. So
Okay.
I know for him, he is more of the numbers and a logical type, but I know his significant other,
Okay.
who's a big part of this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of appeal to her as well.
Okay. Now, in where the area in Brampton that you're selling, that you're presenting the listening, have you? What I would do first is I would go around the area if you haven't done so. Take a look at the signs that are in the area. If it's a lot of, I know there's certain pockets in Brampton where Save Max kind of dominates with their 1% fees and so forth.
Save Max, is that that's a brokerage?
That's a brokerage. So definitely drive around the area, get familiar with what's in the area.
Okay.
You're obviously the amenities that are important to individuals, which are schools, religious institutions, parks. Get familiar with those items that are in the area, so that way when you come in there, you're speaking like you're a resident, not like you're a Toronto agent that's coming to, because you're going to be competing with people that know the market 10 times better than you. So you're going to need to be able to showcase yourself as somebody who's very familiar with the area as well. Everything that's in the area, what restaurants do people go like to go
Right.
to? Where's the closest mall, Shoppers? So number one is you have to do your homework, and confidence wins, I believe, more times than having these packages and pamphlets. But also do reach out to Irene. If you don't have her contact, I'll connect you with her, and she can put together some marketing for you. So if you have professional headshots, send it to her. Get some features and highlights about the area, send it to her, so that way she can package something and she can send it to you, so that way you look like, like you want to look like you're from the neighborhood.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
In terms of, obviously, do your comparative analysis on MLS, know everything that is sold, know, does it have a basement? Does it not have a basement? Is it finished? Is it an income suite? Is it a legal basement? Is it, what's back, the lots, what's behind it, what's in front of it, what's coming as well. Is there developments going on in the area? Where's the closest GO station? Where's the, just get really, really familiar with the area. And you can put it all as part of your marketing, your packaging. So that way when you go, and then the last question being, well, what are you going to charge? You can, with confidence, charge, your full 2.5%, or at least start the conversation from there, regardless of what Save Max or whoever else that's kind of dominating in that area is doing.
Right. Okay. What about what are your thoughts on into the house? Because I know I've been to his house a few times, and so we're friends, we're colleagues. But what's your take on staging?
Well, I mean, staging depends on everything else, right? Depends if
because the house is pretty much empty.
The house is empty.
The house is pretty much empty except for the lower level where he lived, and what he wants to do is put everything into the garage.
Okay, so he lives in the lower level, rents out the upper level. The upper level is now vacant. So now he's looking to sell the entire property.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so, well, number one, I'll definitely do a walkthrough of the property. Do a walkthrough, and obviously kitchens and bathrooms, or where if money needs to be spent, money should be spent, or where kitchens, make sure that those areas are spotless. I did a walkthrough a couple of weeks ago in Mississauga. with a house that was kind of like semi being renovated and limited budget for staging, renovations and everything. And I said, all
Right.
our money is going to be spent here, bathroom and kitchen. And not just bathroom, master bathroom as well, because that's where the decision makers kind of lay their heads.
Right.
So that space for them is very, very important. Obviously, you know, do the walkthrough. If there's items that need to be touched up, you know, you can reach out to us and we can provide you with vendors that we work with that are handy. If you have vendors, obviously, that you work with, you know, reach out to those individuals just to make sure that, you know, you want to put the house and showcase it in the best way possible. And then obviously talk about the services that we're going to be offering for media, for marketing, which are videos, virtual tours. You definitely need to do all those photos. Those are all costs you definitely need to absorb. Be careful with letting clients know that you're going to absorb staging costs, because staging costs could run you anywhere from 10 to 15,000 a month, depending on the area, the size of the house, how much staging needs to be done. One bedrooms alone are going to run you 1,500 to 2,000. So a whole house is definitely going to run you, you know, quite a bit of money. Another thing you can do for staging, you can just simply say you agree to stage it for the first 30 to 60 days, because usually 30 to 60 days, you should be able to sell it, or just 30 days. So that way you can get the professional photos done and then you can get rid of the staging afterwards.
Yeah, I was just, because I don't know anything about staging, and I was just wondering, is it mandatory? Is it necessary? Or
Well, I mean, you have to. There's no mandatory. If the house
I get that,
sells,
but
that's
you know,
a vacant.
it's best practice.
Well, it's also, it depends on. Well, think about this. If there's 5 people going into that presentation to talk to the listing agent, and 4 of them are either paying for staging, or they're saying why staging is important, and you're coming in there not quite sure if staging is important, then
Right.
you're probably already, you know, going to be on that, not even going to be on that short list. Staging, statistically, houses that are staged sell faster than those that aren't staged.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, do I stage every property? No. But you have to know your clientele, know what their needs are. Are they willing to spend the money on staging? Do they see the value of staging? Or sometimes you don't need a stager. You just need, some people have, you know, sometimes they just need to declutter. You know, for a lot of people, it's just decluttering more so than staging. I mean, just make sure the place is clean, you know, get it professionally clean before you set it up. And you can use their furniture to lighten the load of you having to stage.
Right.
But just make sure a lot of people, what I find is they just need to drastically declutter. They just have way too much stuff, and it doesn't allow the house to showcase, and their goods and everything just become
Depersonalizing the space. So
depersonalized as well.
Right. Okay.
You go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, Jason and I do this thing when we come to get a listing presentation. We tour the home, room by room, with the clients. We learn as we go, and then we make suggestions. We make notes on what they should do for room to room to get it ready for sale. Our goal is very simple: get them the best price for the property.
Right.
And we work with them. Another little tip we picked up in the last little while is we don't talk about our fees as commissions. We've switched it to fees for our service. So there's fees for our service. We're not there to negotiate on commission. We work on a fees for service. So it kind of lightens the conversation around it.
Okay.
We always have something for friends and family. So we say that, you know, for extending a price, instead of you devaluing your piece on commission, we say for friends and family, we can extend a half-point discount as a friends and family referral.
Right.
Kind of makes them feel like you're doing something for them. And we say we do this for everybody. But it's just really understanding the needs and goals of your clients. There's not a one shoe fits all. And I tell them that, you know, this is about them and their journey, what's important for them. So you have to make them feel comfortable on how you're bringing the product to market, how you're going to get it marketed. And then it's on their terms. And then obviously you're the expert on it.
Right. Okay. No, this is all great. Useful information for me. I'm going to get to work here and put together something, and then I'm going to run it by someone at the office.
Mhm.
And you have your signs and business cards, right?
Yeah.
You're all okay. Perfect.
In the works.
And again, there we have if you go on the vendor list, you know, I believe Frank Wang is our guy for signs. And I
Yep.
think we should have our contact, I believe it was Yopi, for the business cards. So, and that's not just for you, that's for everybody else. If you don't have those items, invest in your business. Don't wait till you have a listing presentation and then go and try to source and find signs and polls and all that stuff. So for those of you guys that are still fairly new, you know, make sure that you are investing in those tools and have them ready to go, even if you don't have, you know, a listing in your radar as well. So yeah, that's a good question and a good kind of and it's a good reminder for everybody on the call as well.
You said the vendor for the signs is they're on the drive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. Sounds great. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions? No? Okay. All right. So thank you, everyone. And we will send out not only the video, but we'll send out a date where we can discuss, you know, what we have cooking up for marketing, lead distribution, and how those will be allocated as well.
Right.
One other question was this up till right now was recorded as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So then I can just replay everything you just said.
Exactly.
That was good.
There you go.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, guys. Good luck, Ryan.
Yeah. Good luck, Ryan.
Good luck, Ryan.
Good luck, Ryan. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey.
Good luck to everybody else, guys. Let's have a good strong month in June. That'll be the end of Q2. I know some of you guys are close to your 15,000 cap. I think Folu's in the lead actually.
Yeah, he is.
Woo! Folu. So keep up the good work, guys. And for those of you, the rest of you that need help to, you know, to get there, let us know and we'll assist you. Okay.
All right.
Right.
All right. Take care, guys. All right.
Thanks.